What's going on, guys? It's JSGC here, and we're here for This Week in Football. We're going to be covering all of the news that has been happening in football over the past week. So let's get on with the video. First up, Pep Guardiola. He was charged by the FA for wearing a yellow ribbon, which they deemed a political symbol. He's been fined £20,000 this week, which was based on his wage, but no suspension for him or touchline ban. A little bit ridiculous, but I don't really give my opinions because I've already given them in previous videos. You can go check out other This Week in Football if you want to check out my opinion on that one. So moving on, West Ham fans. Right, there was in a match against Burnley at home. Burnley went ahead and then all hell broke loose from there. Burnley ended up winning the game 3-0. West Ham lost the plot. Mark Noble got in a fight with a fan. A fan went on with a corner flag. And then all the fans took to looking up at the owner's box and the director's box, chanting and throwing stuff. And eventually the owner and all of the directors and all that were told to leave the stadium for their own safety. Things turned very ugly. Now, I've seen people criticising West Ham fans for it. I see it as a show of passion, but it's a bit unnecessary to start chucking things. Be angry, of course, chucking things a little bit far, but I do agree with their protest and what they're standing for. They've moved stadiums. The fans weren't happy about moving stadiums. In my honest opinion, I think that there was a lot wrong with Upton Park where they were. They've left their home to go to the Olympic Stadium or the London Stadium. It basically doesn't feel like home. They've got to spend their few seasons there for them to get used to it, and since they've left Upton Park, they've found the team getting worse. They've got rid of class players. Dimitri Payet, for example, he's left. He's doing absolute bits now at Marseille. They'll let a world-class player like that leave. The money that they've been promised, the investment, the team's going to get better. They're going to be pushing for Europe, and instead they're looking highly likely to go down instead. And that's where the ugly scenes are turning from. West Ham fans have been promised so much, and the owners and all that have delivered so little. So all their anger and frustration directed up there, which is understandable. Imagine how bad things are going to get if they get relegated, though. So it'll be interesting to see how West Ham fans respond, and also the players they've been treated now to a holiday in Florida as reward for that great 3-0 loss to Burnley. Something to think about. Next up, Rangers. They lost the Old Firm. They went ahead twice in the game. Celtic went down to 3 men. Celtic were doing everything they could to hand the win to Rangers, and still not good enough. And the 3-2 win at Ibrox for Celtic sees them all but wrap up the title again. No surprises there. There was also another rivalry this weekend. Manchester United faced Liverpool. Manchester United beat Liverpool 2-1. And the whole event has been overshadowed by one incident, which is Jamie Carragher spitting. Now, something's been happening, beeping horns and saying stuff happened numerous times according to Jamie Carragher along the motorway. It's incident like it was on a road, maybe a dual carriageway. It certainly didn't like it was on a motorway, the incident, but apparently they were slowing down. He wound his window down and he said 2-1 to Jamie Carragher, trying to wind him up. Then Jamie Carragher just went, oh right, haha. And you know what I mean? You just wind your window up and you drive off or whatever, or give him the V sign if you wish. But instead, he deemed to spit at the car instead, which has ended up hitting the passenger, which ended up being a 14-year-old girl. And that's where all the controversy comes from, as the driver who's been filming it on his mobile phone whilst driving. I'm not too sure if there's been any charges or anything from the police there, but Jamie Carragher, he's been suspended by Sky until the end of the season. They're going to wait for it all to blow over, go down to the Winchester, have a pint and wait for it all to blow over type situation. Looks like Jamie Carragher may well be keeping his job there. I know there's been a lot of people talking about whether they agree, whether they don't agree. Not really my place to say if I agree or not, but I do think that Jamie Carragher was a bit of an idiot. He should have just drove off. And the driver should also be done for driving with a mobile phone. You know, I think it's like it's 6 points, £200 fine. You should be given that. Pretty simple. Pauke, P-A-O-K, I have no idea how you pronounce the name. I just thought it was P-A-O-K, but I heard on Sky Sports to pronounce it Pauk or Poke or something like that. Anyway, they're in Greece. Their owner has stormed onto the pitch at the end of a match. He didn't agree with the referee's decision, and he's walked over, he's confronted the referee, and he had a gun in his back pocket. Dead weird. There's been a warrant out for his arrest, all because he stormed the pitch, not because he had a gun, which was pretty stupid. FIFA have been investigating the Greek Super League. All their matches have been suspended indefinitely, which I imagine would be overturned. The owner has apologised, so why he had a gun in a football stadium and why he was allowed to go on the pitch with the gun is absolutely baffling and beyond me, so I'll leave that to FIFA to sort out. Although you couldn't rule them out doing anything, they are quite corrupt. You didn't hear that from me, though. Next up, Pellegrino. He has been sacked as Southampton manager. No surprises there. Mark Hughes, he has been hired. So, Southampton, they've got a big FA Cup match against Wigan away. So, we'll see how Mark Hughes does in his first game. I think he's in charge for it. He got employed like a couple of days ago, so I'd imagine he was. We also had Champions League football this week. Rome have won 1-0 in Italy. In Rome, they're beating Shakhtar and they've gone through on away goals 2-2. Gary Lineker, he's been calling out for scrapping the away goals, which is a bit outdated, but it makes the time more interesting, in my opinion. Allows the game to become more psychological, and you can see it in the players as they get worried. So, in my opinion, it's been there forever. So, you know, you could leave it if you wanted to. No away goal worries for Bayern Munich, though. They won 3-1 in Turkey against Besiktas. They threw 8-1. That's how you do it. 8-1 on aggregate after winning 5-0 in Germany a few weeks ago. Barcelona are also through. They've knocked out Chelsea. It comes as no surprise. Lionel Messi's absolutely ripped them to shreds. Go and watch his run as he assists Dembele's goal. Absolutely fantastic. Messi just ripping Chelsea to absolute shreds at the Nou Camp. Scored a goal at Stamford Bridge too, showing his absolute quality. More than enough for Barcelona to go through. And they also said Iniesta was injured and he won't be playing. And then I saw him shaking hands at the beginning and he was captaining. Strange one. And last but not least, shock of the round, or at least shock over here in England anyway, if you're watching from abroad. Sevilla, they have knocked out Manchester United. In all honesty, Sevilla were all over them for the whole game. They were finding space left, right and centre. I thought Nzonzi was fantastic. They beat Manchester United 2-1. They went 1-0 up. Sevilla did. Put all the pressure on Manchester United. Then a few minutes later, they go and make it 2-0 from a corner as they get ripped to shreds, really. Man United go crashing out, and Jose Mourinho in his press conference after the game. Oh, we have to see it to believe it. Go check out his press conference. I'll give a little summary, though, now. He basically says, I came here as Porto manager. I won. I came here as Real Madrid manager. I won. Sevilla have come here. They've won. Comes as no surprise. It was something along them lines that Manchester United, they're not that good in Europe, and it's his job surely to sort that out. Baffling, really baffling. Compare that with how Pep's doing at Manchester City, and everyone was all over Pep last season, and he's having last laugh now, isn't he, really? Yeah, Champions League draw is today. I've filmed this video before the draw's been done, so I'll probably cover that in This Week in Football. But, you know, Liverpool are through, Man City are through for England's representatives. And we'll be interesting to see if Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, who are all going to draw. Could have a couple of big, juicy ties in there. And last but not least in the news, Arsenal have beaten AC Milan. They beat them yesterday 3-1. They have gone through 5-1 on aggregate after a 2-0 win at the San Siro. We've got a little problem with Atletico Madrid still being in the competition. They are absolutely ripping the Europa League to shreds, and Arsenal, if they're going to get in the Champions League next season, you imagine at some point they're going to have to go through Atletico Madrid. The match has been overshadowed, by the way, by Danny Welbeck's dive. It's pretty embarrassing, and there's not going to face retrospective action, but he should. It's just Dele Alli-esque. It's awful. It's terrible. Go check out his dive. You'd have to see it to believe it too. And I can't believe the assistant who was right in front of it gave the penalty. I can't believe it. Jesus, it's not just FIFA that's corrupt. UEFA, we can add to that too. No wonder Man City and Barcelona fans boo the anthem all the time. There we go, that's the news for you. If you did enjoy the video, don't forget to slap a like. Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. My social media links, they're in the description below. Don't forget to check out my second channel, that's at the end of the video. And my brother's partner channel, Do Mixology Drinks Mixed, that's at the end of the video too. Go and check out their channel, like and subscribe over there. And I'll see you all next week for This Week in Football. If you want to go and check out my other videos, you can. World's quickest outro from me there. I'm out of breath now. I'll see you all later. It's been JSGC. We'll have a wonderful rest of your day and enjoy your weekend. Peace. Ciao for now.